Hello. Today I wanted to make an update on my everyday carry, EDC. It's been several years, maybe 3, might have been maybe 2 or 3 years since I've done one of these, and stuff has changed. So I'm just going to go item by item and talk a little bit about stuff. I'm going to try to keep this as succinct as possible. So I've always got my phone on me. I actually left that inside, but I'm an Android guy. So I have Android phone, not too big. I don't really have a special case. It's just basically an Android. I always carry my wallet and my phone in my left pocket together. This is my duct tape wallet. I don't really recall if I've shown this before. There's some gift cards. So it's got 2 slots for cards, space for cash. I actually made this out of garbage bag and duct tape, so the inner part here, if you can see that, that's actually a garbage bag. So it makes this wallet extremely thin but very durable. I've had this for going on about 6 years now, and it's worked really, really well. I had a lot of concerns at the beginning that it would become, the adhesive would like start to melt away and it would just not last, but it's done really well. It's got just a simple Velcro, and then you just close that and it stays shut. It's very, very small. I'd say maybe 3.5 inches across, maybe like 3 inches and then 3.5, something like that. Not quite 4. But that's my wallet, and I've been carrying this for around 6 years or so. My knife of choice for, say, the last year, maybe 2 years, has been the Pioneer X Victorinox. I started getting into the A-Lock series, and I haven't gone back to the plastic handled Swiss Army knives. They're just so rugged. This is a clip you can buy off Amazon. It's got adhesive on the back, and I put these on a whole bunch of my Swiss Army knives. So that sits in my pocket really well and keeps it vertical. So it's essentially a clip knife. The thing I like about the Pioneer X, it has scissors, which is why they call it the Pioneer X. That's your X right there. All the time I've used these for cutting zip ties, threads off clothing, tags off of clothes, opening packages, you name it. They're really, really great scissors, and they have this good spring action, so can't say enough about that. Had to have the scissors. And I like this one because you have these 2 screwdrivers, which this is essentially a small flathead and a Phillips driver on that, and you got a can opener, you got a bottle opener, and then this is pretty strong tool that's pretty thick. See that? I've used this for little prying tasks. And then you get, of course, your blade. This is a bit bigger than, because I've also carried, if I am kind of just going for a quick walk and I just want to have a knife on me, I'll carry the Cadet. And again, I put the one of those clips on it. And the Cadet, most people know, has the 2 screwdrivers I've just shown you on the Pioneer X. It's got your small blade and your nail file, which can also be a small Phillips driver. It's very, very thin in comparison. You can see that. This is almost 2 Cadets put together. But you can see the blade difference is much bigger with the Pioneer X. It's much broader, and it's a bit longer. It's more heavy duty. I always have a knife on me, and a Swiss Army knife is these are very elegant looking. I should do a video on my Swiss Army knife collection because it's pretty extensive. Swiss Army knives are very friendly to people that aren't really knife people. They're not used to knives and stuff. So, but this one also has the awl, and this is an inline awl. It doesn't come out the end like that, like in a lot of Solidor Swiss Army knives. And I like that because it's much easier and it's much more versatile. I've used this to drill holes in PVC pipe, wood, aluminum, you name it. I use this all the time for opening packages, so I'll just get that edge there, and use it like a box cutter. It saves my blade from getting sticky from the tape. 3 layers in the A-LOX is pretty comfortable to carry. So that's my Swiss Army knife. I've been carrying this for a couple years now, and it's worked out really well. I will say one thing, I tried carrying just a clip knife, so just had just a knife, no other tools, and I always regretted it. Always regretted not having a screwdriver or scissors or something. So, Swiss Army knife for life. Victorinox, please. I know recently Victorinox put a lot of their knives, discontinued them, and they put them out of commission, and that makes me sad. And now I'm just grasping onto all the ones I have, hoping that they don't discontinue any of these. I'm probably going to grab a couple of extra Pioneer X's. So those are my knives. As far as flashlights are concerned, I did carry this for a number of years. This is just a standard, it's a AAA flashlight. I hate, and I could go on a whole rant about this, but I despise flashlights that have multiple modes. I don't need high, medium, low. I don't need strobe. I don't need focus. I don't need any of these SOS. None of that crap. I just want on and off. This was about $7. Not very expensive. You can see I have used it quite a bit because the metal and stuff is worn off. I like my flashlights to have a recessed end switch. I don't like buttons on the side because you pull it out in the dark and you're kind of fishing around for the button. I like to just pull it out and you can hold it any which way, and you always have that button right there. And I like the recessed ones. A lot of the proud end switches that extend past, I've tried those and they always turn on in my pocket. They'll rub against something, or I'll sit down and they'll, click on, and then I'm just going around with my flashlight, and then it's dead when I need it. So I like kind of a recessed. This is kind of like sticking out a little bit, but not too much. So I used this for a long time, but it really wasn't. This is a Rye Smart, by the way. This flashlight was good. The problem was, in dark areas, it worked really well. The problem was that squirrel. And light. Sometimes, like when there's ambient light, and you're trying to see something that's, like one time I opened like a dresser drawer and I was trying to see something in the back and I couldn't because there was ambient light. So this light wasn't powerful enough to kind of ignite that because of the ambient light. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you have that experience, you'd know what I'm talking about. So I wanted to upgrade, and after a long time searching, it took me forever to find this. But this is what I upgraded to. It's quite a bit bigger in diameter and size. Now, this is a AA as opposed to AAA. Yeah, so this one just runs on one AA battery. You just put that thing in and screw that sucker on, and you're good to go. This has pretty much every feature on a flashlight I need. It's got a good clip. The clip is detachable, so you can flip it and carry it and then put it on your hat. I pretty much always wear this hat. It's my favorite one. So I'll clip this and I have basically a headlight. You can do the same with this one, but it's not quite as good because, again, it's not as powerful. This thing's very, very powerful. Even in, this is daylight hours, and you can still see that. On and off, very simple. The button is recessed. It has these two parts, so you can tail stand it. You can't do that with this one. It'll just fall over. So you can tail stand this. You can turn it on and set it in the room, and it will ignite the room. It's a great flashlight. It just fits. And for self-defense tool, you could also use this to, it's very durable. And this cost me about $16. This flashlight, I have a spare one because I'm always afraid when I find good stuff that it's going to become discontinued and I'm going to lose it, or it's going to just become broken at some point and I won't have a spare. So this was an Active Fire. That was the brand, I guess. I use this all the time. Very, very handy. Always good to have a flashlight. And especially, even if you travel, a flashlight like this is such a useful tool that you can still bring on aircrafts. I've been carrying this. This is a Polka pen. And it's very, very similar to, I tried the Fisher Space Pen for a number of months. Didn't like that. I find it would, when you put it back together, basically the way these kind of pens work, you open it up like that, and then you flip it around and you can connect it so it becomes a full-size pen. This, in my opinion, is better than the Fisher Space Pen. It doesn't write in underwater or upside down or all these crazy conditions. It's a normal pen. It writes pretty well. The thing I like about this is, with the Fisher Space Pen, it's completely round. This has kind of flattened spots so it doesn't roll as much. And it has O-rings here. Instead of just pushing it together with friction, my Fisher Space Pen used to get stuck all the time, so I didn't really care for that. This has 2 O-rings, so it clicks, and then it clicks when you close it. I believe this clip was specifically meant for this pen. I believe you can buy these in like a 5-pack for, I think it was like $20, which might be a little expensive. The thing is, I don't use this all the time. This is like, somebody needs a pen, I got a pen. And there was a time that I went out with my friends, I didn't bring this because I thought, I just don't really feel like carrying that. And they ended up needing a pen, and I felt like I'm never gonna not carry this pen again. So they're all useful implements. The Swiss Army knife, the flashlight, and the pen, you know, writing implement, making light, cutting stuff. It's all very useful. And especially if somebody that you're with, friend, girlfriend, whatever, I feel like all guys should have some of these items because you need to be prepared, and you can be the hero so many times for people when it's like, oh crap, I forgot such and such. Well, I can have my flashlight, I can see under, you know, you always just have stuff and you're prepared. Anyways, that's the pen, and I believe that that's pretty much my entire EDC. Left pocket, phone, wallet, right pocket, pen, flashlight, knife. That's pretty much it. Sometimes, on occasion, I will carry one of these, and I have Bluetooth headphones. I didn't bring those out, but this is just a simple phone stand, folds up, and then, you know, can adjust it, and you just put your phone on there. I'll bring this sometimes if I know I'm going to be waiting. If there's like a doctor's appointment and I'm just going to be in the waiting room, I'll put this somewhere and stand my phone on it, and I can just watch Netflix or something. This is just a pedometer. Got this off Amazon, and I've used this to count my steps. The way this works, just has a simple clip. Put that on my waistband, and I just go for a walk, and it counts all the steps. I think it takes like 10 steps, and then once you take 10 steps, it registers that you're actually walking, and then it will start counting. So it's pretty accurate, and it wasn't very expensive. To reset it, you just hold the button and it will go back to 0. So those are some things I'll sometimes carry. I don't always carry this. I typically will carry this on walks just to make sure, because I've calculated, I usually walk 2 or 3 miles a day, so I'll calculate how many steps that is. I believe a mile is about 2,500. So I'll basically calculate, okay, I need 2,500, that's a mile, so I'll calculate that for 3, and I'll just check the steps to make sure, and if the steps aren't high enough, I'll go around again. So that's pretty much all my EDC, guys. I don't really change a whole lot. I'm pretty consistent, and I don't carry that much stuff. All of my items are very practical, very well thought out, and I've actually used these. I've gone to work and done jobs with all these things, and how stuff carries in your pocket, that affects a lot. The key is finding stuff that is light, that's compact, and that you don't notice it, so that you don't notice it until you need it, and then you pull it out and it's there. I have a new subscriber. You know who I'm talking about if you're watching this. I hope you're doing well, and partly I just wanted to make this for you so you had some content. Anyway, inside comment, don't worry about it, people. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you guys carry, what you would like to carry, and if you've carried any of the similar items. Let me know what your experiences were, if you liked it, you didn't like it, so forth and whatnot. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Have a great day. God bless.